Good evening, travelers of the infinite night. Welcome to another broadcast of Cosmic Cauldrons, where the mysteries of the universe are stirred and brewed, waiting to be discovered. I am Nebula Nix, your constant companion in this journey through the stars. Tonight, we delve into a tale of spectral presences, lingering echoes, and a haunted ship that roams the cosmic seas. Join me as we return to the Nebula Nomad and its young witch captain, Astral Weaver. The Nebula Nomad, a vessel as old as the stars themselves, has seen its share of wonders and horrors in the vastness of space. Forged from the remnants of a supernova, it is a ship of legend, whispered about in the deepest corners of the galaxy. But legends have a way of attracting more than just curious eyes. They also draw the attention of those who linger between the realms of the living and the dead. It began with a whisper. A faint, indistinguishable voice echoing through the corridors of the Nebula Nomad. At first, Astral Weaver dismissed it as a trick of the mind, a byproduct of the ship's ancient systems. But the whispers grew louder, more persistent, weaving themselves into the fabric of her everyday life aboard the ship. Stardust, her ever-faithful shape-shifting cat, seemed particularly unsettled. His usual playfulness gave way to cautious stares and low, anxious growls as he prowled the ship's dark corners. He knew, as did Astral, that something had changed within the Nebula Nomad, something unseen yet undeniably present. One night, as the Nebula Nomad drifted through a quiet expanse of space, far from any known star systems, the whispers transformed into something more tangible. It started in the engine room, a sudden drop in temperature, the soft hum of the ship's core disrupted by an unnatural silence. Astral felt it immediately, the shift in energy, the palpable weight of a presence that did not belong. She descended to the engine room, wand in hand, Stardust following close behind. The doors creaked open, revealing a space bathed in a cold, ethereal light. The usually vibrant heart of the ship was dimmed, the machinery slowed as if held back by an unseen force. And there, in the center of the room, a figure began to take shape. It was an entity of shadow and light, its form shifting and indistinct, as if caught between this world and the next. Astral felt a chill run down her spine as the entity's eyes, or what she perceived as eyes, locked onto hers. But she did not waver. She had faced many dangers in her journeys, and she knew that fear was an ally to the unknown. The entity did not speak, not in words at least, but its presence communicated volumes. It was old, far older than the Nebula Nomad, and it was angry. But beneath that anger was something else, loneliness, sorrow, a yearning that Astral could feel deep within her own soul. She reached out, not with her wand, but with her mind, trying to understand what this entity wanted, why it had come to her ship. The connection was immediate, a rush of images and emotions that flooded Astral's senses. She saw a world, long forgotten, where the entity once lived, a world consumed by its own ambition. The entity had been a guardian, a protector of its people, but it had failed, and its failure had left it stranded in the void between life and death. It had wandered the stars, searching for a way to atone, to find peace, but it had found only silence and emptiness. The Nebula Nomad, with its ancient and powerful magic, had drawn the entity in, offering a refuge from the endless void. But the ship's magic had also trapped it, binding it to the physical realm in a way that the entity could not fully understand. It was confused, lost, and in its confusion, it had begun to lash out, its presence disrupting the ship's systems and haunting Astral's every step. Understanding the entity's plight, Astral knew she had to help it find peace. But releasing it from its torment would not be easy. The bond between the entity and the Nebula Nomad was strong, forged by years of wandering together through the cosmic void. To break it would require a delicate balance of magic and compassion, a weaving of spells as intricate as the threads of fate themselves. Astral set to work, crafting a spell that would free the entity without destroying it, a spell that would allow it to move on from its past without severing its connection to the present. She gathered the necessary ingredients, stardust from a distant nebula, a shard of crystal from the ship's core, and a drop of her own blood, the blood of a witch with the power to weave magic from the stars. With Stardust by her side, Astral returned to the engine room. The entity was there, waiting, its form flickering as if caught in a struggle between two worlds. Astral began the incantation, her voice steady, her mind focused on the task at hand. The spell wove itself around the entity, a shimmering net of light that pulsed with the rhythm of the universe. The entity resisted at first, its fear and anger flaring as the spell took hold. But Astral's magic was strong, bolstered by her understanding of the entity's pain. She whispered words of comfort, of forgiveness, her voice carrying the weight of the cosmos. The entity began to calm, its form stabilizing, the shadows receding as the light within it grew stronger. Slowly, the spell unraveled the bond between the entity and the ship, freeing it from the chains of the past while allowing it to retain its essence. The entity's form solidified, no longer a flickering shadow, but a being of pure light, radiant and calm. It hovered before Astral, a silent thank you in its eyes, before it began to fade, its light dissolving into the ether. But as the entity faded, it left behind a small, glowing orb, a fragment of its essence that pulsed with life. Astral picked up the orb, feeling the warmth of the entity's gratitude and the promise of its continued presence. The Nebula Nomad, now free of its haunting, hummed to life once more, its systems restored, its core glowing with renewed energy. The ship, once again at peace, continued its journey through the stars, with Astral and Stardust aboard. But the entity's presence was not entirely gone. The orb remained with Astral, a companion in the form of a gentle, guiding light, an ally forged from the shadows of the past. Together, they would explore the mysteries of the universe, facing whatever challenges came their way, knowing that they were never truly alone. And so, dear listeners, concludes another chapter in the tale of Cosmic Cauldrons. The Nebula Nomad sails on, its captain ever vigilant, her heart guided by the light of a new ally. Until next time, may the stars watch over you, and may you find peace in the darkest corners of the cosmos. This is Nebula Nix, signing off from the Etherwave broadcast. Safe travels, and sweet dreams.